Hi YouTube, this is my film review of the film Hush. Before I talk about Hush, I have to have a moan and a complaint about the film Last House on the Left, the 2009 remake of the 1972 film of the same name. The original 1972 film was one of these films that came out and caused controversy about the violence and the brutality and the gore and all that kind of stuff. As a lot of films at that time did. Now, I've heard that the film originally was sort of to show how far you can go in film and how bad things can get. But the tagline of that film was to avoid fainting, keep telling yourself it's only a movie, it's only a movie. Now that tagline I think sums up the original film, as it's not meant to be taken seriously, it's a horror film and bad things happen in horror films and they're just bad. 2009 film's tagline is, if bad people hurt someone you loved, how far would you go to hurt them back? Now, I think that sums up the start of where they went wrong with this film. This is not the worst film in the world, it's not the most disgusting film in the world, and it's not the most violent I've ever seen. But there's a few mild spoilers coming up, but you've probably seen in the trailers and stuff. Basically, there's a girl with an average family, well, average for these films. They go on to their holiday home, which is like the size of a castle, and they go to this holiday home, and then she meets up with her friend, who they meet up with this boy they've just met, to go and get stoned. Now the boy who they've just met, his parents come in, and his dad comes in with his two friends, and his brother and his girlfriend, but they're just like psychos basically. The acting of them is fairly good, there's nothing bad about that, but basically it goes straight in and there's a brutal rape scene, there's a stabbing and there's a load of violence, and then basically the rest of the film plays out as the family's revenge, the dad and the mum, and they just have these ridiculous kind of, they don't even fit in with the storyline, they just do these random things. It doesn't go as far as like the Saw kind of get back things, but they just seem to show all these random things happening and these revenge attacks, and there hasn't been enough storyline, or they don't keep the storyline fluid enough for you when it's happening to go, yeah, kill them, kill them, kill them. And all I could think with this film was, yeah, fair enough, you want to get back someone hurt your family and you want to get them back, but try explaining that to the police afterwards and stuff. Like, someone breaks into your house, yeah, you can shoot them or you can hit them and kill them, whatever, but the way they've done it with these films was so over the top, and I know it's a film, but this film really got to me, and I remember at the very end thinking, is that it? And I was so disappointed, I just had to tell you that this film is a piece of shit. I didn't like one thing about the film. I thought it could be good. When it started off it looked quite good, but I don't know where they were going. It's like, nowadays these studios are going, let's remake this, let's remake this, let's remake that. Fuck what the original film was trying to say, we'll just make our own version. And I just think, what is the bloody point? It's really made me angry, this film, because I couldn't believe how bad it was, and you know, that's it. So anyway, that's my my quick rant about The Last House on the Left. So the actual film I want to talk to you about is the film Hush. Hush, this is where I was shocked. I really didn't expect much of it. It's one of them films that are lottery funded, like national lottery funded, so it's like this charity gives money to young filmmakers or new filmmakers, and it's made on a budget of like 5p or something stupid, whereas the last film, Last House on the Left, it probably took millions to make and come out with the worst film ever. And it just shows, if you've got a decent idea and you've got a good filmmaker, then you can have a really good film. This film, it follows a standard format, but it's similar to a few other films of this type, but I don't know, it's just very intense, and it's one of them films I had to tell you about because it's going to be one of them films that disappear. It got a small release in England, and I'm not even sure if it's out in America yet or if it will be. It's written and directed by a man called Mark Tonderai. He was a Radio 1 DJ years ago, and he quit being a DJ and he went off and done a few unknown things, and then he came out with this film. So this is another reason, because I'd already heard of him and I thought, oh, probably ain't gonna be that good, but I think he really got it. It stars a actor called William Ash and an actress called Christine Bottomley, and I know that William Ash has been in a few TV things, he's done a few British things, but they're both relatively unknown, I think. At first, when I first started watching it, I did get a feeling that this was going to be bad, because the acting at first was a bit weak. It felt scripted and it didn't flow right. But as it moves on, I think it works. It starts off them driving down a road, because the main character, Zakes Abbott is the main character. He's driving with his girlfriend and they're kind of arguing, and his job is to post billboards and posters up in service stations on the motorways. And so they're going around, you can tell it's really late and it's miserable weather, and they're basically arguing, and he's going around doing his job. Basically, they're driving down a road, and then this lorry swerves out in front of them. The main character, the driver, he thinks he sees a woman in a cage, naked, in the back of this lorry. So, because the couple are already arguing, the woman's not really taken too seriously, but then he tries to phone the police and tells them what happens, and the police are a bit thinking it's a hoax call. And so they start following the lorry to this service station, by which time their argument's kind of getting worse, and then eventually the woman who's having an argument with the boyfriend decides that she is going to get her friend to pick her up from the service station, and she's going to go off on her own. So the man, being pissed off, gets back in his car, but then gets a strange feeling, and then he believes that his girlfriend has been kidnapped by the man with the lorry. So the whole film is about him following this lorry, and the kind of, he's really alone because a lot of people don't take him seriously. It starts off because some security guards find him lurking around in the women's toilets, so they think he's a bit of a weirdo. But what I like about this film is that you're totally with him on your own, and you do feel, although he's in these public places, you feel very much alone, and you feel like everyone's sort of against him and not really believing him. And I think they've done the bad person really well, who's the lorry driver, because you don't really ever see his face. And I think the fear of the unknown's a lot better, and in a lot of time, sort of towards the end, it gets very tense, and that's what I liked about this film. You are sitting there sort of tense, and that's how I know this film worked, because I didn't expect much from it, but then straight away, the second the lorry comes into it, you start being drawn into this Zakes character's environment, and you really feel that you're along with him. It's one of them films when no one kind of believes him, and that kind of tension, that oh my god, what would you do in that situation, and what's going to happen, no one kind of believes him. And there's a few shocking moments in it, which was quite surprising, and I just really like this film, and I want everyone to see it, because it's really not very well known, and I really want this guy to do well, because I thought he'd done a brilliant job with the kind of the budget and a fairly good storyline. So this film, Hush, I definitely recommend it. It's far better than that crap Last House on the Left. I'm not comparing the two at all. Last House on the Left is a piece of crap, and Hush, I think, is a brilliant film that a lot of people are going to hear about. It's going to slip under the radar, and it's going to disappear very quickly. The second it goes onto DVD, you might not hear any more about it. So I definitely recommend to go and see Hush, get it on DVD, buy it on DVD, and sit down and just watch it, and I really think you will enjoy it. It was a brilliant film on a low budget and a simple storyline, and I hope this man who made this film makes more this sort of film. It's really good, it's got a great style, and it does draw you in. So go and see Hush, and that's my review for Hush.